All right, one more time. Cockpit power on. Fingers crossed. Let's go take a look at what we got. Moment of truth. Look at that. Lights on. Tank is showing full. You know, we have a couple more months of basically rain. Well, maybe not months, maybe like a month, 2 months more of rain here. And I really don't like our fuel gauge just hanging out like that. I did put it in a plastic bag so it won't get wet. I mean, heck, it's marine grade, so hopefully it's okay if it gets wet. But I don't like leaving it like that. So I think I'm gonna get started on mounting this up properly. Even if the properly is just enough to get it watertight, that'd be okay too, for now. All right, let's jump into that. Definitely got work aboard a boat. There's always something. So no bad project to start today. Just what's our preference? And I think I want to do that. So I'm gonna do it. Let's go. Okay. Even just the few days that I've had the old plate off, there's been clearly some more moisture leaking through. And I have a stinking suspicion that it's coming through right here. So that goes down and drips onto our cutout there. So I think this project is going to turn into a larger project than we would anticipate. But that's okay. It's got to get done. And just the other day, Devin and I were talking about refinishing this teak as it is. So it just sucks that it's the rainy season. Well, you know what? I can pull this off and then, yeah, like tape a garbage bag to it so it keeps the moisture out, or as much of the moisture out as possible. Let's do that. The other thing I'm going to do is, even though this is all nice and wired up and we got it working last time, I'm going to pull all those wires off and tuck the wires inside the boat, put the gauge down below, and that way they'll be out of the way while I figure this mess out. It's okay. Just make sure to label them really good prior to taking them all off, all the wires off. Won't be a problem. All right. Got the gauge pulled out and labeled. Now, I think I just have to actually, do you see that bung there? Or what is that called? I think it's a bung, but it's the cap. It's a wooden cap that goes over a screw. There's one there, and there's one there. And there's one back here, and one up here. Two up here. So I feel like there's probably one here. Man, what is going on? I've got a bunch of weather coming in right now. I'm gonna go check on the boat. Okay, boat's fine. So we're gonna take this strip off. This is basically like chafe guard for your ropes that come into the cockpit from like your blocks or your winches or whatever. So if the rope were to roll, kind of over like this, it would rub on the metal rather than the wood. So let's pull this off because I expect that there will be another kind of bung up there. On your face. All right, almost there. This will be interesting because we'll actually be able to see like how thick the wood originally was. Over time, teak kind of wears it down. And this is original. So we can see how the. Oh wow. Yeah, so there's like a lip right here. There's the original color. Originally this was varnished at some point. It's failed, but that's to be expected. Okay. So there's the other bung back up in here. Cool. So that should just be able to pop out these little bungs, and then this whole thing should just lift out. Let's give that a try. Okay, got it off. I ended up drilling out the bungs, and so there we go. Yeah, look at that. Basically no sealant or waterproofing right here. So the water, I mean, you can actually see it. It's raining. The water just gets there, and then it could either go behind that way, or it went under this piece. And look it, you can even see it doing it right now. It went straight down. So either behind here or over there. That's too bad. You can see all the water in here. So yeah, we don't have much teak on this boat. Excuse me, which is for some people a bad thing. Some people like teak or want to maintain it, like the look of it. It's very classic and beautiful, but yeah, not something that we want to spend a whole lot of time maintaining. But yeah, this is worthwhile to fix. I am gonna have to rig up something to keep the rain off of this though. All right, I'm gonna pull off this next piece here. Boom. The outside looks pretty good. So all of that pulled off. You know, it did look like that. And now it looks like this. So the whole reason for pulling this off is because this is wet. By wet, I mean really, really, really wet. So let's give you guys a look at how wet. See that? It's basically squishy. If I press on this, you can kind of see the water bubbling out there. Yeah. Not good. Not good. The other thing I noticed, it might be hard to see on camera. Oh yeah, you can see it. See these bubbles? Bubbles here, but no bubbles here. I wonder if that's blistering, because the wood kept the moisture against a gel coat for 40 years. It doesn't. Oh yeah, there's water in there. And then if it smells like vinegar, yep, it smells like vinegar. Wow. All of that is blistering. So blistering is an issue with fiberglass boats. When we did our whole survey, when we bought the boat, we knew the bottom had blisters. So the top side having blisters, you know the bottom has blisters. They're not like the worst problem in the world for a fiberglass boat, but it's not great either. So we'll have to sand this back to basically clean all that up, and then do a epoxy layer and paint that just to get those blisters out of there. You know, that's not good, not gonna lie. It makes me think about, like, okay, if there's blisters here, there's got to be blisters everywhere. Oh my gosh. Oh well, it's what it is. It's an old boat. She still floats. We're gonna get the engine running soon. Okay, back to this. So it's really hard to tell because you guys don't have very good light. It's really a difficult light. But this is basically mud. So look how wet that is. So I'm going to work at this a little bit, see how far this goes down, and yeah, kind of dig that out a little bit as far as reasonably makes sense. Obviously I'm not going to go all the way down the side of the hole there, but it'll be all right. It'll be okay. And then I'll tape it with a garbage bag and just kind of let it sit. It's not going to dry out too much because it's going to be, you know, it's been raining for, seems like forever, and it's going to keep raining. But it is what it is. Yeah, I'll start digging this out and take a look at how deep it goes. I'll check in with you in a little bit. All right, got that cleaned up. It was mainly wet down on this side and this side, like in these corners. It's still a little damp in there, but I was getting into some good, solid balsa core. So, yeah, that was good. Didn't go as far as I was thinking, but I'm gonna think on it for a little bit more. I'm gonna call it a night tonight. I'm gonna tape this up to keep the rain off of it and let it air out as much as we can in this damp winter weather. But yeah, just kind of let it breathe, let it air out. Maybe it'll dry out a bit more, and then I'll come back later with a plan. Yeah, I guess right now we started. This whole thing is about the fuel system and the exhaust system, and just like getting the diesel running. And I saw this wet core where we were going to install our fuel gauge, and I can't just ignore it. It's not going to fix itself. So I gotta fix it. Hello, another beautiful spring day, which is not gonna last. So we're gonna do everything we can to use the weather that we got. So I got a little special guest with me today. Is a good girl. You're a good girl. Oh yeah, you want to help Daddy? You helping Daddy? Yeah. It's too cute. All right, so today we are going to fix the rotten core that's under this garbage bag. So we have got to fix that rotten core, and it'll probably kick off and dry pretty quick because it's going to be like 80 today. And then yeah, if it dries and kicks off, and then we might actually be able to install the fuel gauge. Be pretty sweet. But yeah, let's just get started on that. Let's do it. I think we've got some good news. So I dug out all the old wet balsa core from right there in that sandwich part, and let it dry for over a week, and it's looking good. I don't think I really need to do any core replacement. It's only like maybe a ½ inch around here where the balsa was bad, so I'll just dig out any kind of loose material in there and vacuum it clean, and then just fill it with thickened epoxy with a structural thickener. That'll give it, yeah, we don't need like new core material there. It's such a small repair. Okay, come on, I've thought about it. This is what we're gonna do. So I'm not gonna touch these right now, but we are gonna repair that. Drill those, and then when we took off the teak part over here, we found some osmotic blistering in the gel coat. So we're gonna just fix that too. While we got the epoxy out, we'll fix that. No big deal. So yeah, that'll make for a good day. Let's get going. Okay, it's getting serious. Check it out. Lots of big, huge blister there, and a bunch of tiny ones up here. Yeah, not the end of the world, but good to stop them while they're well, I've got this thing pulled apart. So this one, I started out up here, sanded this down, and then I took my pick and I could chip away some of the fiberglass down here, and that just led to more delamination in the gel coat and the first layer of layup. So yeah, I'll just sand this back and then take my pick and go a little deeper until I get good solid glass. That's the way it goes. It's an old boat. Keep going. Hey. Whew, it's been a long day. So let me show you what happened. Look at that. So all of that was blisters, and this was a huge blister with delamination there. So they're all epoxied. This one has epoxy and 4 layers of fiberglass. And then I got thickened epoxy where I dug out the rotten core. All these holes behind here are filled. And then all of those too are filled. So it's been quite the day. So we're here at the marina. It's beautiful, well, spring, right? A little overcast, but comfortable. And then look at what I stumbled across. Isn't that so cute? Who does that? Like, this marina is great. I know who it is, and it's probably the owners. So nice. Pretty cool place we got here. It's really special. So today I'm here to sand that up a bit. All those lighter spots are basically primer. So I've got some 220 grit, just hit it with that real fast. Alcohol, clean it, and then paint it. Yeah. And then I'm really happy with the way these have turned out. So that's basically the teak that'll go back on. So for comparison, see that? Right here. So if you remember, this piece, it screws on to the bottom of here, and it's on this piano hinge. So basically, like when you lift it up, you can get access to some controls in the cockpit. And a bunch of the screws, where these screws go through, it was all cracked out up here. So I just tried an experiment with some epoxy. So I'm going to take off the tape. It should be set up by now, so I'll take the tape off and we'll see if that epoxy actually bonded to the plastic. And if it did, then all I got to do is just drill new holes in it and remount that piano hinge. So okay, check it out. Got a little blue tape residue on here. But this one before was completely cracked. Same with that one. This one was cracked at the top. Same with that one. And then these weren't cracked as bad. So I'm just kind of getting all the tape residue off. But dang, that worked really, really well, you guys.